We did have one neighbor come up to us saying that he heard one gunshot and about 15 minutes later he heard 4 more. The fire danger in southern Colorado is as high as these weeds. When they got here, they did find a dead man inside of an apartment, and CSPD tells us they do have people detained right now. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I think it sounds really good. You and your family might benefit from these apps, School A to Z. There is already a line of people standing out here, and it is just before 4 o'clock. Altogether, that project is going to cost upwards of $350 million. What's your strategy for Sunday?
Make it to the top.
And how are you going to do that the best you can?
As fast as I can.
A hot button topic at the State of the U.S. Air Force Academy address yesterday afternoon, sexual assault. The Switchbacks think it might be beneficial for both the team and the city to have a more central location like Antlers Park. For now, I think I'm getting the flick of the wrist. I think I'm getting pretty good at this bell ringing thing. Time now 7:21, and waiting until the last minute to do your Christmas shopping could really cost you. The 117 fire has burned tens of thousands of acres between Fountain and Pueblo, but some community members are finding the good in the fire by giving back. I'm going to make sure Santa knows I'm on that nice list. In Colorado Springs, Samantha Marks, Fox 21 Local News, right now. Can you double check that list again?
Wrong.
Oh.
I'm here to honor Officer Flick. I think he's a hero.
Very tragic that it happened so close to home.
Below freezing temperatures and constant snow.
A lot of sadness.
Nothing stops the southern Colorado community from honoring fallen detective Micah Flick.
Every day they put on a uniform, our law enforcement. They go out that door, they take a chance on their life. We all as a community go out and go do our jobs, but it's nothing like what these stand for.
Dean and Lori Sue say people need to have more respect for law enforcement.
And it's sad in this community to see somebody pull out a weapon and fire it at them. It just doesn't make any sense. And I just hope and pray that with this support with all the community that something changes in the near future.
We're just looking forward to a change of heart and for people to change their hearts and to show a little bit more respect for our law enforcement.
They have earned the respect. We need to honor that. We need to respect that. We need to have change.
A 13-mile procession full of law enforcement from all around the country.
To see any one of them fall in any part of the United States, it's just a sad occurrence, and I think we need to see some change. I just want to show support that we're all behind you guys, men in blue. We're behind you all the way. Go get them.
Detective Micah Flick, end of watch, February 5th, 2018.
Everything was pretty routine until the end of the exam. I just couldn't understand what could have happened, what would have happened, why it would have just disappeared.
What could have been Holly's third miscarriage was dodged by her mother's instinct.
There was no heartbeat that I was miscarrying.
Her midwife at Peak Vista Women's Health Center told her during her ultrasound
there was nothing in it. There was no visible baby. I was very upset by her just saying that, well, it's empty, it's gone. About 6 weeks ago, I had an ultrasound that showed a baby with a live heartbeat.
They also prescribed her a pill to help induce the miscarriage and start the bleeding.
She said that it was probably the best thing for me to do. I refused.
Then the midwife told Holly to get an emergency ultrasound at Colorado Springs Imaging, and thankfully,
they immediately found the baby healthy, measuring at 11 weeks with an active heartbeat. I just started bawling. The tech had to tell me to hold still, that active heartbeat right where it's supposed to be.
So we went to Peak Vista with Holly on Wednesday. Our cameras weren't welcome, but here's what the director had to say.
Unfortunately, doctors and midwives are humans.
All right.
So mistakes and errors do happen.
They obviously don't know what they're doing. It's just unreal.
Holly now just thankful she listened to her heart. Once again hearing her baby's and saving its life.
Copy.
On a typical Saturday night, we traded in our news car for a patrol car.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With CSPD's Gold Hill Division DUI enforcement team. But any night can be a busy one for DUI enforcement officers.
There's just so many reasons why people find a drink, and we can have a busy Friday night, you can have a busy Tuesday night.
But it's not just alcohol that can get you convicted of a DUI. With marijuana being legal here in Colorado, that's high on cops' radars too, but they do look for everything.
We look for impairment across the board. It doesn't matter whether it's alcohol, marijuana, prescription medication, illicit drugs. It doesn't matter what it is. We're looking for impairment caused by any drug that impairs an individual's ability to drive a vehicle safely.
But officers determined the people we pulled over drank a little too much, even though they denied it.
Sergeant Walsh has pulled over a vehicle in the area of South Cascade and Cheyenne Road for a lane violation. Apparently the vehicle failed to stay in its own traffic lane and almost struck her marked cruiser head on. 1 Tom 37. How much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing at all.
Nothing? All right. It's time to be perfectly honest, okay? I can smell alcohol coming from this cruiser, and I'm pretty sure it's not my officer that's been drinking.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, what have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing.
And you haven't had anything to drink up to this point?
No, sir.
All righty.
Officer Glenn Thomas says they rarely get the truth.
Nobody tells us the truth. Usually it's, you know, that they've had 2 beers. In this particular case, he says he's had nothing to drink. But, you know, obviously he's showing signs of impairment that disprove that statement. We'll go for the chemical test, and the chemical test will be additional evidence of that.
Thomas says most of his stops involve good people in bad situations.
Most people are just normal, everyday people who have made an error in judgment, who have made a bad decision and put themselves in a bad situation. Let me jot down some information on this case real quick.
And a DUI is going to cost you. Research says almost $14,000.
$14,000 is probably conservative when you look at the total cost that you're going to be paying over years. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on this red light right here. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to move it side to side. I want you to watch with your eyes, only your eyes. Keep your head perfectly still.
Yes, sir.
Watch right there for me, please. Let's go ahead and step up here on the sidewalk. Stand right here in front of me facing this direction.
Yes, sir.
Left foot on the line. Put your right foot in front of that, touching heel to toe. Whoops. You okay?
Yeah, it's just a little bit shaky on my right.
All right. If you don't think you can do it, you let me know. All right?
I'm going to be safe and say I can't do it.
Okay.
Before we continue anything, am I being detained or am I free to
Yeah,
go?
no, you're being detained, sir.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Let's go ahead and step back over to the car, please. Unfortunately, though, you have been drinking, and I think you have drank or had consumed a little bit too much to be driving a vehicle safely tonight. At this time, you're going to be placed under arrest for driving while under the influence of alcohol.
And since Colorado has an express consent law, next up, a chemical test.
What that simply means is that any time that an officer contacts you and has a reason to believe that you are driving while under the influence or while impaired by alcohol, that you must mandatorily consent to chemical testing of either your blood or your breath. You just want to see my Dukes of Hazzard entry. This is one of our standard blood kits. What we do is we get a blood collection from our arrested party.
And Colorado Springs doesn't have a great reputation when it comes to DUIs. The average blood alcohol level more than double what's legal.
For Colorado Springs is more than double. It's a 0.19 is what our blood alcohol levels have been coming out at, you know, which is, you know, well over the statutory limit. And
a 0.19 is about equal to a 150-pound person drinking 8 beers in an hour.
everyone on the roadway should be expected to get home safely.